Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to crack open the financial blueprint of a tech startup to see how every single dollar tells a story. A story about innovation, risk, and a really powerful mission.
So, to really get this, we've got to start with the why. This is the mission statement for a startup we're calling Everyday Steve. And it's so important because every dollar we're about to look at is aimed right at this goal. This isn't just a nice sentiment. It's the heart of the entire financial plan.
Here's how we're going to break it down. We'll follow the journey through 5 key stages, from that first spark of an idea all the way to planning for the future. Let's jump in.
Right, before we even touch a single number, let's talk about the product. What is this company actually trying to build?
So what we're looking at is a smart device. It's built on a tiny computer, a Raspberry Pi, and it's powered by custom AI software. The whole point is to give seniors support with their daily lives. You can think of it like a smart assistant, but one that's designed from the ground up just for them. This product concept, it's the foundation for every single cost we're about to see.
Okay, so you've got the idea. Now comes the first massive hurdle, the upfront cash you need to even make this thing real.
And yeah, here's that number. We're talking somewhere between $74,000 and $135,000. That's the estimated capital needed just to get the company off the ground, build that first product, and officially unlock the doors for business.
Now, when you slice up that pie, it tells a really clear story, right? The biggest piece, by far, goes straight into one thing, building the product. At this early stage, everything else, marketing, legal stuff, it's all secondary to just getting the tech right.
And if we zoom in even closer on that product cost, look at this. The hardware? Yeah, it's a chunk of change. But check out that software line. Building the custom AI and the apps, that's the brain of the whole operation. It's the single most expensive and honestly the most critical part to get right from day one.
All right, so the product's launched. You'd think the hard part's over, right? Well, not quite. Now the game changes. It's all about managing those ongoing, day-to-day expenses, what everyone in the startup world calls the burn rate.
Think about this. Every single month, whether they sell one device or 1,000, the company is spending somewhere between, let's say, 17 and 35 grand. That's the cash that's just burning to keep the lights on and the servers running.
And this is where you see a huge shift in where the money goes. Once that initial product is built, the biggest line item isn't the technology anymore. It's the people. The team running the show becomes the #1 monthly expense.
And who's on that team? Well, it's incredibly lean. You've basically got someone to build it, someone to support the customers, and a little help with marketing. And, take a look at that last bullet point. The founder's salary is often deferred. That's a huge sacrifice. It means the founder pays themselves last, if at all, just to keep the dream alive.
Okay, we've talked a lot about spending money. So, how does a company like Everyday Steve actually plan to make money and become a real sustainable business?
And right away, they've got this really big decision to make. Do you ask your customers to pay a big chunk of cash up front for the device? That might scare some people off. Or do you give them the device for free and just roll it all into a simple but higher monthly subscription? It's a classic startup dilemma.
This shows you just how long that road to actually making a profit can be. Look at step 1. With only 25 customers, they're losing a ton of money every month. At 100, okay, they're getting closer. But that 500 customer mark, that's the magic number. That's where the revenue finally starts to beat the monthly burn.
So, to figure out if that growth is even possible, we need to talk about 2 super important metrics. The first one is CAC, which stands for Customer Acquisition Cost. It's simple, really. How much money do you have to spend on ads and sales to get one new person to sign up?
And the flip side of that coin is LTV, or lifetime value. So once you've got that customer, how much total money do you expect them to bring into the business over the entire time they use your service?
And this right here, this is probably the most important equation for any startup survival. It is the golden rule. The value you get from a customer, the LTV, has to be significantly bigger than what you spent to get them, the CAC. If you get this wrong, the business is going to fail. It's that simple.
All right, last section. Let's look ahead, because a budget isn't just about what's happening today, right? It's a roadmap for what comes next.
And a big part of that roadmap is funding. It's not a one-and-done deal. That first chunk of cash is just to launch and prove the idea actually works. Later on, they'll need to go out and raise a much bigger round of money to really hit the gas and scale up to profitability.
And how do you convince investors to give you that next round? Well, you track everything.
And what's really important here is that it's not just about the money. Sure, monthly revenue and burn rate are critical, but they're also tracking customer satisfaction and if the device is reliable. I mean, is the thing actually working, and are people happy with it?
You know, a good plan isn't just about what goes right, it's also about planning for what could go wrong. So for every big risk out there, new regulations, a tough competitor, you name it, they need to have a strategy ready to go. It's all about being prepared.
So when you put it all together, you see that a startup's budget isn't just some boring spreadsheet. It's this living, breathing plan. It's a constant balancing act between investing in growth and being disciplined with spending, all while never, ever losing sight of the mission.
Which leaves us with one last question to think about. We've seen the whole plan, the numbers, the risks, but what do you think is the single biggest hurdle for a company like Everyday Steve to overcome? Is it perfecting the technology? Is it managing the costs? Or is it something harder to measure, like the human challenge of simply earning trust within the senior community?